This is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler. Hey, man.
Yay!
What's going on?
It's another beautiful kind of day. Along with each other.
What's going on out there in off panel, off topic world, folks? What are we doing here? we usually have like
an intro or something, but
we
no,
usually have
just,
something planned.
We're just raw dogging it, you know. Well, actually, to start the show, we have a very special What's in My Mouth.
Yeah.
Because Tyler made theme music for it, and we had a special guest.
Wow. And
we thought, what better way to start the show than with that? So we're going to toss it to that, and then we'll be right back. How's that? How's that for a start to the fucking
good segue, dude.
What's in my mouth? Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I said, hey, what's in my mouth? Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I said, hey, what's in my mouth? Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I said, hey,
All right. Doobie. All right.
A little old school Mel Torme there.
We're gonna have it's a nice bed, so we're gonna leave it down underneath. We're gonna do the Sprite challenge. Now, that's a TikTok challenge. We got to try and chug and finish a whole bottle of Sprite without burping.
Okay.
What? It's a 20 ounce. It's standard. I'm doing it. My wife is doing it. Say hi to the people.
Hi to the people.
My dog wants to be in it. And Tyler, of course,
Hi,
is in it.
what's
So
going
let's all get the game started here. Hold on. Let's all get a crack.
Oh, as usual, it's about to explode. Watch that. You know, Sprites just love to shake up.
That doesn't count as towards your chug, I guess.
I guess.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna start. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm about halfway. Did you? I didn't make it. Damn it! I only got. Oh no! It's down to Ashley now.
You're supposed to finish the bottle.
You gotta hold the mic closer.
I couldn't do it.
Don't do it. It's all on you. You can do
I think
this.
she's gonna do it.
You just gave birth. You can do anything.
Yeah, that's right. She's got it halfway through.
She's crushing this.
You're crushing it.
Don't think
Far
about it.
better than us.
Don't think about it. Hold the mic.
See, I'm always gassy, so this was never gonna be a thing for me. Oh my God, she's gonna do this.
It is spicy. That's why I burped.
Spicy.
I didn't even get halfway. She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it, folks.
Holy shit.
Oh man.
Oh, I thought it was already gone. Sorry. Jeez. Way to start early there.
Oh man. Oh.
Wow.
Hold on. Oh, she did it, ladies and gentlemen. She did it. Unbelievable.
One more for good measure.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
So, thanks, past Jake. I'm future Jake and present Jake. This is Tyler, and we're back. That was.
I'm in all tensions at once.
I don't want to sound like a
beta,
but I kind of punked out pretty early, and so did Tyler. We didn't even make it past the like I got to the label. I said halfway on the recording. It wasn't halfway. It was like to the label. But it's a TikTok challenge that is sweeping the nation right now. Trying to see if you can chug a whole bottle of Sprite and not burp. And somehow, Ashley did it. I don't know how, but she did it.
Oh.
And then,
it was amazing.
Of course, being the amazing mother she is, she had the baby monitor right next to her the whole time. We had the baby monitor.
Jake never thinks of that. Just saying.
We could just cut that. That's mean. All right, so we got
Wow,
a lot.
that laugh sounded really fake, didn't it? You were right about that, sir.
Yes, I'm a terrible dad. No.
Wieners.
So I'm just saying it was our first, family moment on the podcast because we had our son on the baby monitor.
No. Yeah, kind of. Technically.
And there you go.
Mhm.
So we got a couple things to talk about this week, Tyler,
Mm-hmm.
and some interesting things. One that I saw this show up last week, but we didn't get to it because obviously we were talking about Doctor Strange. But it looks like we may have some movement on the Green Lantern Corps
Oh.
TV show that was supposed to come to HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I remember this being announced. It feels like The Flash. It feels like this was announced so long ago.
Yeah, no shit.
And I don't know if I banged this drum enough on this show, but like, it is insane that we're going to have Black Adam and Hawkman and Dr. Fate, and we're not even going to have another shot at Green Lantern. Like, it's not that hard to just It's been 10 years since the Ryan Reynolds movie. Like, people have, for the most part, forgotten about that movie. Like, obviously there's the jokes about the suit and everything, and like, it's not a great movie, whatever. But I'm just saying that, like, people still want to see a badass Green Lantern movie.
Yes.
Because Green Lantern, in my mind, is one of the coolest characters in the DC universe, just because of just the Guardians and Oa and how the willpower works and the fact that they're space cops and like Green Lantern is such a cool character.
Yeah.
And it's shameful that we haven't seen a live action Green Lantern in a long time. But we might have some movement. Now, there's some disputes to this. So there was a report from the website Backstage, and from what I've gathered, it like posts casting calls and stuff like that. It's for actors. Mm-hmm. It's like a resource for them. Mm-hmm. So there was a report from Backstage that notes that the team behind the upcoming series is ready to look for additional casts after officially casting Jeremy Irvine as Alan Scott and Finn Wittrock as Guy Gardner, respectively. Which is interesting because originally when this show was announced, it was going to be like a buddy cop movie with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Mm. And I jokingly called it Lethal Lanterns because they said they wanted it to be like Lethal Weapon. Mm-hmm. But now we're hearing that Alan Scott is in it. Now we're hearing Guy Gardner's in it. So, okay, they really are going to expand on all of the Green Lanterns?
Also, the original Green Lantern wasn't a Green Lantern, Alan Scott, in continuity.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're doing something with... I don't know. Because, with the Green Lantern with Alan Scott was like a magical thing. He was like a sorcerer.
Yeah, the Golden Age Alan Scott Green Lantern had... I can't remember what... his. I do know that his weakness was wood. No shit. Look it up.
It didn't get any better because the color yellow was the
so stupid. I love Green Lantern, but honestly...
That is the dumbest part of his lore.
The first fucking issue should have been like, I'm Green Lantern. I'm Sinestro. Anything I use will kill you. Anything I use will kill you. Stab, stab, die, end. It's a stupid thing.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
I have yellow, and you can't stop yellow. I have green, and you can't stop green. So we're going to kill each other.
I'm glad that they retconned that out of continuity, and they kind of just got rid of that because it is pretty stupid.
There's one, I got the original stories, like the very first Green Lantern, like, printed stories. Mm-hmm. I got, like, volume 1. And it is so bad. At one point, a guy throws a yellow lamp at him, and he literally, the panel is, like, from behind Green Lantern. Yeah. And the lamp is coming through his green force shield, and he's got this startled look like
oh,
the lamp is yellow, and then he gets fucking clocked and knocked out. No shit. Oh, I didn't realize it was yellow.
Intergalactic policemen, and their biggest thing is the color
fucking
yellow.
Schmuck. Follow that taxi. I can't because it's yellow.
I can't. Yeah, I couldn't get in the kid's
son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. That's so fucking great.
Do you want that mustard? No, get that away from me.
There's another one where he's...
Can he eat a hot dog with mustard on it, or is he fucked? Because it's yellow.
There's one also issue where he's trying to stop a car, but it's yellow.
Oh, God.
But then he realizes the tires aren't yellow.
So it has to be completely yellow. I got it.
It's because the tires are black, so he can puncture them.
Yeah. Wow.
What a
I
turd.
gotta say,
what a turd.
As terrible as
I still love Green Lantern, but honestly,
as terrible as Frank Miller's All-Star Batman and Robin was,
yeah.
by far the best scene is when Green Lantern is trying to confront Batman and he meets him and he's pouring a glass of lemonade and he completely painted the whole entire room that he's in and himself yellow. And I'm like, that is the funniest thing. That is so stupid. I love it.
Yeah.
But the rest of the book sucks. But, that one particular part was pretty hilarious.
Well, it's Frank Miller, so,
Yeah, it, yeah. Yeah, it, not good. Anyway.
It's one thing to, understand that a creator is a bit of a fuck.
Hey, he's apologized for that.
He has.
He's repented for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
A lot of his stuff has actually been pretty,
we need to allow people to change.
Progressive. And
the problem is that if you read, The Dark Knight and 300 after learning that he was a conservative talking head for a while, you really, really see all of the conservativeness of those projects, a lot. It's pretty funny.
So it's also unclear on who else might be on the radar for the series, although there are plenty of iconic characters
I'm gonna play
to pull from in the world of Green Lantern. The report also mentions that the production on the series is set to start sometime later in the year in Los Angeles. However, HBO Max did not respond to the reports and noting that the filming information isn't accurate and there is no official update on timing as of now. So they're trying to dispute it because it could be a possible leak because they haven't had a lot of movement on the project. I don't know. I still think that it's unfortunately a while out before we get a Green Lantern anything.
It's barely in pre-production.
It's stupid. It's so stupid that they haven't had the balls to just make a new Green Lantern movie and it's like you said, all you have to do is make it Law and Order in space. That's all you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even have Guy Gardner and Alan Scott, or not Alan Scott.
Hal Jordan.
No, Guy Gardner.
John Stewart.
Alan
Scott. You said it. Alan Scott, yeah.
The one with the black one with the green arm guards and
Boz? Simon Boz?
Oh my God. Forget it. I've lost it. He's another white one is what I'm saying. After Guy Gardner.
Hal Jordan.
Oh my God, dude.
I don't know any other white Green Lanterns. Alan Scott was the Golden Age one. He's not even a Green Lantern in the comics anymore. But he was at one point, yes. He took over for Hal
he was
Jordan.
the only Green Lantern at one point.
Yeah, and that's just DC being DC, just going, how can we fuck up these glorious loved properties?
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe he's in it too. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't have any confidence in this project at all. Yeah, I don't really see it seeing the light of day for a while, even if it does, because it's just like The Flash. I still don't think that movie's gonna come out.
Flashpoint we'll never see.
It's like a Morbius. When is that gonna? It's never gonna come out. I'm gonna see this trailer for 3 years. But I just thought that was interesting to talk about because we've been talking about how we want to see more DC content on HBO Max.
Yeah,
and
a lot more.
Yeah, I need to catch up on Doom Patrol.
Me too.
I've heard
season
Titans isn't very good.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
I don't think I'd waste.
I wouldn't toss Titans 10 minutes.
Well, I just it's like when I've been watching Halo. I think I have to come to realization that if I keep trying to justify why I'm watching the show, or why I think it's good, it's probably not good.
Well, here's the thing: the Teen Titans came out. For some reason, they were DC's answer to the X-Men was the Teen Titans, and which still makes no sense to me. Like how, why? But it was because they were young people struggling with their power. basically the Teen Titans comic series was the first DC series to actually treat their protagonists like real human beings with problems and shit.
Yeah.
So basically they were just gritty. And Robin, okay, you're always going to have Robin or at least a guy named Dick Grayson in your team. I'm out.
Why?
I'm fucking out.
Why?
Robin is stupid. It's a dumb...
But you like Nightwing, right? You don't like Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson's a great character.
Okay.
I will die on that hill.
That's fine. I'm not disputing that. I just don't have any evidence.
I would argue he's a better Batman.
Whenever I read that
than Bruce
somebody,
Wayne.
whenever I read that a character is a fan favorite, like Nightwing, I'm like, who?
God, you're being such get off my lawn right now.
I'm so a Marvel turd.
Yeah. You don't like anything DC does. You fucking Green Lantern. I'd like to see that. No, you wouldn't.
No. Generally, yes, I would actually. Green Lantern's one of my favorites.
I know.
I don't know why, but and a lot of it is biased from growing up reading most Marvel. Again, we had to get our shit from a newsstand. There were no comic shops, so whatever they had on the rack in the QT is what we were able to procure.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was Marvel. Sorry,
But so let me ask you this: if there was a Nightwing show on HBO Max, would you watch it?
Mm-mm.
Which is pretty much what Titans is. But
Probably not.
why?
It doesn't hold any interest to me. It's just a guy who's really athletic and really smart.
Let me ask you this:
in a suit.
There's a CW show. I was gonna axe it from this and not talk about it this week, but we can briefly talk about it. So there's a game. This is what's silly about this, and Young Justice did this too, because there's the Young Justice comic books, but then there's a Young Justice TV show.
Yeah, the
that's
cartoon.
different than the comics.
Yeah.
And I think later, I haven't watched any of it. I've been meaning to, but I think in the later seasons they kind of tie together the comics and the show. But anyway, they're doing something similar at CW right now because there's the video game Gotham Knights that's coming out, but there's a TV show based on has the same title, almost the same premise, but it's not tied to the game at all. And I don't think I want to watch it because for whatever reason, and this is what you're saying about like Nightwing and stuff, like the CW for whatever reason has built this idea of like, let's make Batman. It's like Sony and Spider-Man. Let's make adjacent characters, but without making a Batman show.
Right.
Let's make a show about Batman without Batman. And it's like,
why?
Like even and I'm not the guy that's like, oh, Batwoman shouldn't exist because of the woke bullshit. I'm just thinking my response to Batwoman is, why would you start with that? Why not start with a Batman show and then spin her off into her own show? You know what I mean?
DC like totally just trying to copy like Marvel, but they're not doing it right. Like they're like, look at how well Guardians of the Galaxy turned out. Let's make properties of all these other characters. And it's like, no, that's not why it was successful. It was successful because it was heartwarming and funny and a great movie.
What I think HBO Max should do.
Let's not show Superman or Batman or Wonder Woman. They're off limits. Why?
Because they're for the movies only.
No, you're just asking them, and they're like, because you're Warner Brothers, you still own them. You've never had to sell them to another property and wait for the rights to revert back to you, like Marvel, which is why they used Iron Man and Captain America and Thor, because those are the only guys they had rights to.
Well, yeah.
They had already sold away Spider-Man and the Hulk.
The original Avengers aren't those members. There's some of them are, but not.
You own Superman.
Anyway.
You can put Superman TV show anytime you want on the fucking CW.
But, again, tying this back to Green Lantern, I got to be honest, you could beat up on Marvel in the TV because Marvel, I don't think...
Yeah, you could.
While I don't think they produce a bad TV show at all.
Inhumans.
I think... No, I'm not counting ABC. I'm strictly counting the Disney Plus.
Gotcha, okay.
Disney Plus stuff. Because yes, you're right. That show is dog shit. But
I tried watching like 10 minutes of it and I was like, oh!
But
it just couldn't do it.
I'm talking about the Disney Plus stuff. The 6 shows that they put on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean they're not
while they're
generally good.
They're good. They're enjoyable. It's the MCU thing where it's like it's not bad. It's enjoyable, but it's not like it doesn't stand out. But what I'm trying to get at. It's for whatever reason, other than WandaVision, they had, and that's only because they had 30-minute episodes while everybody else had hour-long episodes. Yeah. They locked themselves into this idea of 6 episodes for everything, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
While it worked for characters we already knew, like Hawkeye and Loki and Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, those can benefit from the 6 episodes, even though they felt rushed. They could benefit of not trying to do that.
Yes.
Moon Knight, you're trying to tell an origin story in 6 episodes and make a big fight scene, and like whereas DC, you don't have those parameters, so you can make a 8 to 10 episode season and do that. Why not? And put Green Lantern on it. Forget Flash. You fucking ruined Flash for TV for a while because you refused to cancel it on the CW, and I don't know why. It's gotten worse and worse.
Arrow's canceled.
Yeah, well, Arrow ended, yeah. But do something like that. And yeah, don't be scared to do a fucking Green Lantern show. Don't be scared to do a Superman show.
Don't be scared.
They're not even, look at Superman and Lois. People love that show. And it's them doing, like, so I don't understand why they haven't sat down and were like, let's make a Batman TV show. Why? Because they feel like only Batman can be in movies?
You know what other show that I really fucking hated that was like Batman adjacent kind of? Gotham.
Yes.
Fuck right off. What a stupid show. I do appreciate the guy who played the Penguin. He did a really good job. But why? I don't want to see, it's like the Patton Oswalt joke. He's talking about, George Lucas and like, so I'm redoing I'm going to do the prequels. Oh, finally, cool. Hey, you like Darth Vader? Yeah, I love Darth Vader, man. He's so awesome. Cool. In the first one, you're going to see him as a little kid.
Oh.
And then he's like, oh. and he goes through each of the prequels, right? And then at the end of it, he's like, yeah, it doesn't sound very good, George. He's like, you look like you're kind of depressed. He's like, yeah, it doesn't really sound good, George. Would you like some ice cream? Yeah, some ice cream would sound really good. Well, here's a big bag of rock salt.
Well, and,
make your own fuck.
I think it's only healthy that DC make a good, and they could beat up on Marvel. And that's the thing. Every time they've had a chance to get and do something before Marvel, they miss out. The one time they did it right was when they gave Wonder Woman her own movie. Mm-hmm. They didn't do the cyborg stuff, and which honestly, I don't know if I've said this publicly, but I do want to apologize to Ray Fisher because I think he was probably telling the truth.
Yeah.
And while the only reason I said no at the time, or I didn't know if I believed him at the time, is because he wasn't giving evidence. But
I hate to say it, but just look at Joss Whedon. He looks like a creep.
But yeah,
he does.
Anyway,
he just looks creepy.
Let's move on.
Let's do
from one thing to another. Well, I really hope we get that Green Lantern show soon. But
me too.
Not hold my breath. Not hold my breath.
That was us letting our breath out because we got to breathe.
So here's an update on a property that we don't usually cover because I read the first book of this, but so Percy Jackson has a show coming to Disney Plus, and this isn't the first time that I think it's Rick.
Oh, did you see that Peter Thiel's trying to buy Disney?
No,
fucking douchebags.
Do you know his name? Is it Rick Riordan?
Riordan. Yeah, Riordan.
Riordan.
Riordan. Riordan.
I read his first book of Percy Jackson.
Yeah, and we didn't get to the second because it's young adults. We're not.
But here's the problem. I know when I came in to read it, it was written pretty. It was like probably for like 13 or 14, 15-year-olds. And
how old were you?
I was in high school, so I was like 16,
17.
Not so I wasn't too far out of the demo.
You know what? You were a young adult.
Oh, but I never got like I'm late. But I was a lazy kid, and I still am when it comes to my fandoms. Because like I've always been really into superhero stuff, but I've never really been into. And I liked it because it was Greek mythology and all that, but it just never. It was the same thing with Harry Potter. I just never connected with it as much as my peers did. But anyway, so the reason I bring that up with preamble into this because I did enjoy that first book. Now the first movie, the first adaptation of it, sucked. Was not good.
I heard that a lot.
Yeah, and as someone who actually read the book, I was like, this is not what I'm not a fan of this. So I'm hoping that this second, and by the way, Riordan was not involved with that first movie, whereas he's really involved in this one.
Why am I nodding at the microphone?
Good for audio.
Did you see how I moved my head and nodded?
To agree with me, but anyway, he was in charge of the casting, and he's a big part of it. And there's been some backlash because The female lead, Annabelle, is black in the TV show. And in the book, she is described as a tan, blonde, white girl. That's one of the reasons people latch on to this, is because it's this description as a woman and they race swapped her. And, okay, whatever. So that led Percy Jackson's writer, Rick Riordan, to, I'm going to mispronounce his name, I do apologize, to write a response on his website. Quote, "The response to the casting of Leah has been overwhelmingly positive and joyous, as it should be. Leah brings so much energy and enthusiasm to this role, so much of Annabeth's," I said Annabelle, I think. Annabeth, sorry.
You dumbass.
Annabeth's strength. She will be a role model for new generations of girls who will see in her the kind of hero that they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a problem with this casting, however, take it up with me. You have no one else to blame. Whatever else you take from this post, we should be able to agree that bullying and harassing a child online is inexcusably wrong.
Yep.
As strong as Leah is, and as much as we have discussed the potential for this kind of reaction and the intense pressure this role will bring, the negative comments she has received online are out of line, and they need to stop now. Totally agree.
Hey, where you at, Disney, you fucks?
And look,
Did they come out yet?
look, I'll say what people are going to say. Well, some people, because
Kelly
they're
Marie Tran
stupid.
all over again.
Well, and it's the thing of, like, if this were race swapped the other way, people would be upset and be angry. If she was a black girl and she became a white girl. Yes, that double standard exists for a reason.
Yes.
Because if white people were the minority in this situation, there would be an argument made there that was racist. But we are not. So do you see what I mean? You see how and here's another thing. These same people, the lead of the show, Percy Jackson, is white. Mm-hmm. It's still a white lead. There's always going to be a white lead.
Yeah, for fuck's sake, man.
It's not like we're lacking
There's never going to be a shortage of white male-led fucking movies, you fucking idiots.
So on one level,
Jesus. They pop them out of the ground in Hollywood.
What I'm trying to say is you and I both can understand that, yes, as white people, we understand that if it were reversed, it would be racist.
Yes.
Because we are the majority. We are the ruling class.
That would be like making a Rosa Parks movie and casting Nicole Kidman.
Exactly, yeah.
That's not right in any way, shape, or form.
No, that would be worse because that's a real person. These are fictional fucking characters.
Right, not a good... Okay, so...
And it's made for kids.
Yeah. Also, what the fuck?
So, RK Outpost.
Oh, those fucking douchebags.
The first video that I made on the channel where we started posting again was about RK Outpost and his Batman review.
Right.
So it's only right we come back to the source of when I get angry at people. So, as we mentioned, they're I want to make it clear that RK Outpost does not specifically attack her in this video.
Okay.
So there is that. I want to make that clear. Mm. But there have been people online that have been harassing a 16-year-old girl.
Yep.
I think she's 16. She's definitely underage.
Yeah.
And
she's a human being either way.
Either way, yes. But it's what I'm saying. It's obviously worse because she's a child.
Right.
And it's fucked up. And like he said, there's no place for that. Mm. And it's gross. But anyway, RK Outpost decides to make a video about it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So here's clip number 1. We have 3 clips.
Let's hear the fucking knuckle dragger.
They're all relatively short because unlike the quartering, he speaks at a normal pace.
But to be honest, the Annabeth casting is extremely off the mark because there are several descriptions of exactly what Annabeth looks like, down to her skin tone and her hair color. But no, that's not going to work in this case because we need to make it good for current day Hollywood. And I'm Rick Riordan, and I'm such a woke loser. I will very happily race swap these characters and show just how woke I am.
Why? Why do you care?
What is your fucking deal, you fucking small-minded, tiny penis little douchebag?
He's like hardline against race swapping of any kind and gender swapping.
Fuck you,
because that's my favorite thing, Tyler. They're fictional characters. You know, and as someone who I do creatively write on my free time.
That was me banging my head against the microphone.
As someone that this is one thing I always talk to you about. Yeah. I try my best to not, when I'm writing characters, unless it's absolutely necessary, and usually most of the time it isn't, I don't I make the decision if it's male or female, but after that, I don't attach an ethnicity of any kind to them because my idea is you can make this character whatever you want.
The book that I wrote about the music scene in a small college town. When I first started writing it, I don't think that I ever gave any descriptions of like race related descriptions.
Yeah.
And then I left it for like 15 years and finally came back and finished it. And when I revised it, I actually made it a point to not specifically mention anybody's ethnicity in the book. Not because I'm a woke loser, you fuck.
No, it's because
it makes the book accessible to more people.
Yes, it can resonate with anyone. And then when you add, that's the thing. These guys don't understand character at all. Because yes, she's described as a blonde, tan, typical white girl. Yes, that's how she's described in the book.
No, we don't have any of those in Hollywood.
But if you actually read the book, that's not what defines Annabeth.
Yes.
It's so
her strength, her resilience.
What we're trying to say is we're not trying to be woke. We're trying to stick to the character. The thing that you guys bitch and moan about all the time. What is the difference does it make if she's black or white?
Yeah, why? Like, you probably have enough money to like shove it up your ass.
Yeah.
And that
it
might
gets
be something
worse.
you like. And I'm not trying to kink shame.
No, but here's my favorite thing. A lot of these guys bitch and moan. They're like, get the best actor.
Oh, right, yeah. We got
It doesn't matter on the
More
race or woke
clips.
stuff. Well, here's this.
I love clips.
Discussing the casting on his website, he wrote, in his auditions for Grover, Arian, I don't know if his name's Arian or not, won our hearts. He had me laughing out loud with his delivery and
Freudian
timing.
slip.
Grover has some big flying shoes to fill, but he's exactly the right guy for it. He and Walker already have a great dynamic together. But then when it comes to Annabeth, out of all the talented actors we looked for the role, Leah Sava Jeffries quickly became my number one choice for Annabeth. She's exactly the way I imagine Annabeth in the books. Smart, strong, and courageous, a true daughter of Athena. I saw Annabeth Chase come to life. The wise girl has arrived. Obviously, this is not how you describe these characters in the books. Maybe some personality traits for sure, but definitely not the way that they appeared. And you were very clear to list how they appeared. A typical California girl, blonde hair, white skin with a deep tan. That's what you're saying in your books.
I want to make it clear. I'm not calling this man a racist, but
He is.
But
he's fucking signaling to everybody,
but
dude.
it doesn't help your case. And this is an honest flub. I'm not trying to say he meant to say this at all.
Oh yeah.
I stumble and fumble my words all the time, but I'm just saying it is hilarious that you say Arian, or I don't know if his name's Arian or not,
Instead of
you
Orion.
end this tirade with it was a white girl with blonde hair and a bit of a tan, like clear. Like I'm not saying he's a racist, but I'm like it doesn't look good
but
optically.
he is.
And again, I'm just making a joke because Arian is an honest slip.
Yeah.
I hope. I fucking hope
they're-
it's an honest slip.
Regardless, they're pieces of shit. So
No. I'm just stumbling over my words now, trying to understand why he's upset. Because what he just read was exactly what they bitch and moan about. Like, don't force diversity, don't make it woke. Pick the best actors. That's what the writer did.
Yeah.
He picked the people that he liked the most.
he literally said that.
So here's the last clip we have from RK Outpost, and it really just I want to really jump off this because this is great.
But I should have known that the woke mind virus will infest everybody, and it infested Rick Riordan. He wrote a series that, in my opinion, was basically completely free of any identity politics in the Percy Jackson series. In subsequent series, what he did do, even though these are geared for teens effectively, he started introducing characters struggling with coming out with their sexuality. He started introducing transgender characters, got into gender ideology and things like that. That's just what happened as he became more popular and was able to slip these things in with it already having mainstream appeal. But I guess the final story is that this Percy Jackson series, if you thought that maybe it was going to stick to the books even with the author being involved, unfortunately, we were mistaken.
So he can't. I don't understand why this needs to be mentioned. That you're upset about him writing a story about characters coming out.
I genuinely fucking hate this man.
And being transgender and everything. When don't you think these kids need that? Don't you think it helps them?
Does he have a name or is it just what?
It's Ryan Cannell or something.
Hey Ryan, I work with a transgender youth, and their parents kicked them out of the house because they're trying to be themselves. I bought them lunch one day because their pronouns are they and them, I think.
Yeah.
And this is happening a lot because of fucksticks like you, who can't understand that these are human beings who are just trying to figure their way out in the world. You've already had your fucking chance to figure out your place in the world. It is clearly to be a bigoted jackass so that you can make a lot of money.
Get them clicks.
For no fucking reason,
Yep.
okay? But there's people out there struggling with trying to survive the day because they're not sure if they can live another day in this body or what have you, okay? And you don't have, I mean, I clearly you have no empathy, and I'm not really going to go off on you anymore because you won't listen and you're a piece of shit anyway, but fuck you, dude. Just fuck you,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. Like, I want to end this saying, like, I don't understand, like, these people don't understand growth. And, like,
Right?
how, like, it's just,
Dude, are you the same person you were when
No.
you were 10?
no, here's the
Me
thing. Here's
neither.
the thing, Tyler. I was talking about this too. I was like, I'm actively thinking about going back and looking at old YouTube videos that I feel like that I thought were wrong. But there's also a part of me to leave them, like, it's a dual-edged sword, because there's like part of me wants to leave it up to be like, look, this is who I was as a kid, this is who I am now, I've changed, right? Show that progression. It's like these guys think that you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. Once you've set your way, you can't
Yes.
change.
And they want to go back and bring up tweets from like and videos from 5-10 years ago. It's like, I'm not that person anymore. I've never, like, yeah, and I totally agree. And to get upset about something as small and mundane as Percy fucking Jackson, a show intended for kids that you're not even gonna watch, dude. I guarantee this guy's not gonna watch it, or any of those guys that go in that anti-SJW circle, reactionary circle.
Those fucks.
They won't watch this show because it's for fucking kids.
And here's the other thing too. I guarantee you that they had no problem with fucking Scarlett Johansson being in Ghost in the Shell.
Well, and another thing too, if
Double
you're-
standard
if
much?
if you're someone that liked the first Percy Jackson movie or the second movie, I think they made 2 of those.
Yeah.
If you like those movies
I'm
and
sorry.
you don't want this,
You shouldn't
well then fine. One, that's
like
your
those
thing.
movies because those movies suck.
No, like whatever you want to like, but
That's true.
but I'm saying, like, you still have those movies. They're
Yeah,
not going
yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
It's the same thing when people get mad about like changes to like Ninja Turtles or things like this, and I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care because it's for a kid. It's
Yeah.
not for me. It's for a kid.
Right?
Just like this Percy Jackson show, I'm probably not gonna watch it because it's for kids. If it's entertaining, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So don't watch it. Like, why do
Yeah.
you? And this is why I get frustrated. You're right, because it's such bullshit that these guys get on this platform and they say all these things. They probably don't even believe them, or they do believe them and they don't understand anything. Because it's a sad, dude. At the end of the day, it's a sad fucking existence.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna get triggered by Percy Jackson casting a black girl, like,
and
honestly,
then in the next sentence, bitch about a snowflake being triggered about something.
right.
Or
Or you have to be woke and bow
It
to
must
the
be-
woke mind virus because you want to write
as fuck to like
about other
to
people.
keep that all those lies like straight in your head about yourself.
1 minute you hate,
Cheeky Watiti.
but the next minute you love,
Cheeky Watiti.
because he packs his movie with. Oh damn it! He packs the movie
Pew
with.
pew quip. Pew pew quip.
Also,
It's Thor's weapon.
yeah. Yeah.
You are nothing but garbage, yeah. Nothing but garbage, Gaina.
That's true. RK
Gaina.
Outposts. Nothing.
You
But
are nothing but garbage, yeah. Nothing but garbage, Gaina.
Yeah. RK Outpost, you really need to find something better to do with your
there
time.
are not enough good white people in the black. The black man. The Batman didn't have enough good white people in it. That's why he docked points on it. Remember that. Never forget it.
I won't, because that's a piece of shit right there.
We have one more topic to talk about today.
What is it?
So, we
Morningwood.
you want to probably retract that because I'm about to talk about Miss Marvel and yeah.
You want
You
Back up there.
Rewind
You wanna
that.
back up there?
You want to take that back?
to? You want to back up there? Do
Because
you want to just back it up and?
just cut it out. Just delete. No, Tyler. You and I both know this because we talked about this on this show
Oh.
about the power change of Miss Marvel.
Yes. Yes.
And Kevin Feige explained it. He gives some quotes on why there's the power change. I made the joke that it's because we already saw Mr. Fantastic. We don't need stretchy people.
Well, they're not quite the same.
No.
Yeah.
But that makes me wonder because they're going to have to change her origin.
Yes. They are not. She's not going to be an Inhuman anymore.
But anyway, here's what Kevin Feige said explaining the changes
Let's hear it.
to Miss Marvel. Quote, what we will learn about where those powers come from, because she's not going to be an Inhuman, and how they come about is specific to the MCU. You will see great comic splash panels in some of our action sequences. If you want big, giant hands and arms, well, they're here in spirit, if not in stretchy plastic type ways. So she's it's like Green Lantern. She's doing the construct stuff.
Yeah.
Continuing, he says, she's interested in knowing, great, does that mean I'm an Asgardian? Did I get hit with gamma rays? No, it's seemingly none of those things. It goes to her own past and her heritage and lineage.
Ooh.
So interesting.
Interesting.
I like it.
Yeah.
Mostly because they've got to figure out a way to make her not an Inhuman since they're not really doing
Look,
Inhuman.
Here's probably what
stuff.
happened is they announced Miss Marvel, or they had already figured this out by the time they announced it, but they announced her series, and then they did a bunch of test shots. They said, hey, what would this look like if we tried to make it look like it does in the comics? And I guarantee you, whoever saw it was like, that looks like shit.
And then they did some reshoots.
Right, and then they brainstormed, how can we get close to that without actually using that?
Maybe, yeah. I think they might have done test footage because I feel like they had to write it into the way he's describing it is that's like the theme of the show is she's trying to figure out where the powers are coming from. So I think that, yeah, you might be onto something that they had to do that while they started production and doing test footage.
Because don't forget, Ant-Man wasn't going to be greenlit forever until Edgar Wright did all those test shots, those effects shots that showed him like getting bigger and everything. And that's when Marvel finally said, yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see what they do with Kamala and how they're going to rework that and really kind of, explain her powers because I'm not against doing an adaptation of a character and making some changes to them.
Sure.
Especially since it'd be complicated to explain her origin if you don't have a presence with the Inhumans anymore.
Folks, if you're out there being like comic book purists, I just want to make sure you understand. When the Falcon was first introduced, he was a jive-talking pimp. Okay? Okay? So, the whole comic purists, fuck off. Okay?
Wow.
Sometimes it's okay to retcon stuff. Especially when the person who created it was clearly a racist who had never met a black man in his life.
Do you know that for sure?
I don't, but why would you make the black character a jive talk? You know what I mean? Like, why? Oh, because he probably thinks all black people are jive talking pimps.
Maybe.
Don't you think? Well, they told me I got to write a black character. Well, I'm white. I don't know how to do that. Let me look out the window here in this New York City office building. What's that down there? Oh, it's a black guy. Look at those clothes.
He must be jive talking.
He's slapping his hoe.
Oh, my God. Okay. Jeez. I'm interested. I was interested after that first trailer. I'm kind of... Because it's kind of cool because we get to see a Peter Parker Spider-Man-esque teenage superhero story. We don't really get that a lot in the MCU.
Oh, please, Jesus Christ. Can we get another fucking teen coming of age story? And hey, let me tell you something, World and Marvel. Go ahead and listen up here. All that bullshit that happens to you in your teens is bullshit. You know when you really, really, really come of age is in your 30s. So keep your fucking teen coming of age stories and shove them up your ass.
Wow.
Because I don't give a crap anymore. I'm far too aged to give a crap about my hair just doesn't look right.
Wow, so you're not going to watch the show?
What show?
Miss Marvel?
No, I will. I'm saying at my age, anytime there's a coming of age story, it always takes place in a person's teenage years. And it's like, fuck
so
that.
So, Tyler, I got some news. Breaking news. What are you talking about?
Breaking news. Tyler's a fucking weirdo.
Oh, man, get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, goddammit. Right. Like, 1 minute I'm like, RKO Post is a piece of shit.
So Marvel may have accidentally leaked the release date for She-Hulk.
Can we also talk about the Bryce Dallas Howard stuff
Oh,
after we
I
talk
didn't
about
know
this?
No, but
I saw that,
It looked
though,
like
yes.
there was an accidental posting from I think it was Marvel UK or something. They posted that August 17th, and then somebody leaked some footage of her talking with Mark Ruffalo.
Oh.
And she goes, "I'm a lawyer." It's kind of grainy and weird, but she says, "I'm just I'm a normal everyday lawyer." Well, not so normal. And then the next scene is like the back of her. They don't show the front. So I'm guessing they're still tweaking the visual effects on when she's She-Hulk. But you see the back of her, and she's like, not quite. And then she's talking with Mark Ruffalo later, and I'm like, okay. I'm interested. But
Okay.
August 17th is the rumored leaked release date, which
Obi-Wan come out?
which makes sense. Yeah, Obi-Wan comes out
27th?
next week. Yeah.
We'll be talking about that next week.
I don't care. No, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my god! I'm not getting my hopes up after fucking Boba Fett. I'm still pissed off about that.
So,
Anyway, what I was saying is, so it would make sense, and I know why Marvel does the 6-episode release, because they want to end their show the same week as the movie, or around the same time as their most recent movie. So it makes sense that we had Multiverse of Madness. Now we're going to segue into Miss Marvel, and then we're going to go into Thor, and then out of Thor, it would make sense to go to She-Hulk. So I'm assuming that release date is correct. I think it will be August 17th.
Okay.
What do you think?
yeah, sure.
You agree with it? So what's this Bryce Dallas Howard stuff?
So it's been there's a leaked. This is probably nothing, and also it might make the movie kind of bad.
Obi-Wan leak? Is that what you're talking about? No.
It's
There's so
been-
many leaks
It's
now.
been leaked that she has signed on as director and star of the Fantastic Four reboot. That John Krasinski will be Mr. Fantastic. She'll be Invisible Girl. John Krasinski is going to be an executive producer. And there's no other casting news. I don't know. Have you ever seen in the NFL when coaches are GMs also?
Yeah.
You ever notice how they don't really do that great?
What is your problem with Bryce Dallas Howard?
I have nothing but respect for her, utmost. But do you really? I mean, if I were doing something like this, I'd want to do one or the other. I am not in Hollywood. I don't know how much directing. There are a lot of actors who direct and a lot of directors who act. Okay, so it is very possible for her to do this. My other thinking was that the Krasinski, thing in Doctor Strange 2, I think should remain just that.
Until they figure. Well,
I do feel like we do need. I do feel like we should have a new or a more of a inclusive, Fantastic Four. I'm okay with one that I saw was Dev Patel is one name that's shown up in a lot of different circles as a really good choice for, because Reed's a dick. He's a dick, dude. So I mean, it's a rumor. I have no doubt that she could pull off directing and starring in something. She's clearly very talented.
yeah, but something this big would be hard to do that.
I would want her to maybe be a producer and a star, or a director and a producer. But directing and starring, I don't know. I feel like it's too much. But maybe if the leak is true, then maybe the reason why they did it that way is so Krasinski can kind of back her up a little bit.
I think people are misunderstanding how far away this movie is, because I don't think this movie is coming out anytime soon.
No, they don't even have like a script idea. I'm sure they have their idea for how they're going to bring him in.
Well,
but
and John Watts just left. The guy who did all the MCU Spider-Man, he left. So I don't know.
Trouble in Paradise?
Maybe they can't
fucking figure out what to do with them.
I know you like the Fantastic Four, but I just don't care. I don't care about the Fantastic Four. I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
Maybe it's because.
Fuck you.
Oh wow. I always thought Reed was more compelling without the Fantastic Four. But that's just me.
The maker from the Ultimate Comics is pretty badass.
I like him.
He's a fuck.
Forget the Multiverse of Madness. I want the Council of Reeds. Remember that? That's so stupid.
Right.
Bad. That's what I want. Tyler, you know what time it is?
I don't.
It's Tyler's. It's pretty cool. Anyway, Tyler, what do you got for me
That's
this week?
pretty cool. Captain America: Symbol of Truth came out this week, which is one of the new two new Captain America ongoing series, which is springing out of the United States of Captain America, which is a great series, by the way. There's two new Captain America series coming out. One is Symbol of Truth and Sentinel of Liberty. And Symbol of Truth is going to follow Sam Wilson, and then Sentinel of Liberty is going to follow Steve Rogers. It starts off, and he has his own Falcon. Okay, he has a partner of his own named Falcon. He's green. He looks like the wings are part of him, like he might be a mutant, but he's definitely a superpowered individual. And his name is Joaquin Torres.
Oh my God, he's Hispanic.
Yep, you know it. Oh, what? White people can't be sidekicks now? I can't wait for that argument, right? Just so stupid. But it's a pretty good book. The art is, I can't remember. I think it's R.B. Silva is the artist, I believe. I can't remember the name of the writer, but it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to reading these two series moving forward. I definitely recommend checking it out. I'm not sure where it's going to go from here. I won't spoil where it's going into the next issue because it's a pretty big thing. I'll tell Jake about it later. I want you to read the comic before you see what's in the next issue. But if you are out at the comic book shop, a lot of variant covers, Symbol of Truth, Captain America. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That's it.
Well, thank you, Tyler.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out. I'm so chill I didn't even pronounce the T and out. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out. Yow, yow, yow.
Meow.
Meow.
All right, so let's talk about...
The fuck is wrong with you guys?
Pretend it didn't happen.
See, this kind of fun shit doesn't happen on RK Outpost.
Yeah, dude.
Because they're just a bunch of fucking pissed off dicks.
Yeah.
Dicks.
Whoa.
No video.
Flipping them off? They can't see it.
Go ahead and nod at the microphone. Okay, so what do you got for...
Nothing.
Okay.
That's what you fucking get.
Piece of shit. Well, you think I'm going to have a fucking Jake Unlimited every week?
Yeah, you think I got to prep like you do?
I have a fucking baby, dude. What do you think I'm doing all day?
Exactly.
It takes a lot to watch my wife take care of our baby, okay? You ready?
I have Jake's Unlimited time. It's so faint.
That was the weakest reverb ever.
That's right. Time. Unlimited. Jake Unlimited. Ow! All right, back to the show. Nobody listens to this at this point because it's just debauchery. I have been reading Planet Hulk. And I did not realize how epic of a run this was from Greg Pak because the trade that I was reading on Comixology is 400 pages, which is a pretty good-sized trade. It's really interesting. It's kind of, and I knew this when I saw Ragnarok, but a lot of Thor Ragnarok takes from Planet Hulk. Even Korg. I didn't know Korg was in Planet Hulk.
Yep.
But he's a totally different Korg in the comics than he is in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is fine because just the performance of Korg by
Tiki Watiti.
were the
Tiki Watiti.
I I like it a lot because there's just so much more world building in it than I expected,
Mm.
and because when I always think of Planet Hulk, you always just think of the gladiatorial thing in the fights and all that, and that is in there. That's great, but there's so much other like politics, and there's it's weird because Sakaar is like a planet full of a bunch of different species that had just landed in that planet.
Yeah.
It's an interesting story because I want to do that. I want to read Planet Hulk, World War Hulk back to back because I haven't done that in a long time, and I want to read those stories back to back. So I'm currently reading Planet Hulk and enjoying it. It's a fun series.
And I'm enjoying it. Holy shit.
I'm also doing what you said, and I'm reading more Hulk stories because I never really
Nice.
read a lot of Hulk.
I did pick up a...
I also read Future Imperfect. That's a fucking
Mhm.
great story.
Right now, in comic book shops, there's something called Thor versus Hulk, the Banner of War.
Yeah, Donny Cates
I did get that.
writes both of them.
Pretty good.
So makes sense.
Pretty good. There's going to be a crossover between Thor and Hulk, obviously.
Well, Hulk's fighting gods and demons and stuff now. You know.
Yeah.
He's gonna fight Thor, and he's gonna try and take
It's Thor's weapon.
away from him. But it's not gonna happen. So Tyler, let's wrap this show up on a funny story, huh?
Yeah, so...
Because I want to tell you guys how this is a very confusingly bigoted situation.
So we talk a lot about just look into your heart. You know what I mean? Like if you understand that you are racist or whatever, like please change. It's really detrimental to society, honestly, and it makes you look like a jackass
Because you are.
because you are. Yeah.
Yes.
And-
I'm against bullying unless they're
Yeah.
racist.
right.
Racists should be shamed for ridiculous thought process.
Yeah, but we should allow them to change, but they
Yes.
should be shamed while they're
They should be maligned for it.
while they're championing and doubling down. They should be maligned. Exactly.
Yes.
So, we talked earlier about, some race-related things we do often on the show. But just to illustrate how fucking stupid you sound, I was in the Come and Go down here, and their kitchen is closed because all the Come and Goes are switching over their kitchens to something, whatever. And I walked in, I'm like, fine. I grabbed a beef stick and a cup of sodas. I go up to the thing, and I pay for my shit. And on my way out, this fucking neckbeard redneck dipshit walks in. What were you doing? I was mudding. What the fuck is that?
Hey,
Well, you see,
don't knock it.
Hey, I
Mudding
get it.
is fun.
That's fine.
But that's the kind of person that.
Yes.
Yeah. I was out mudding.
I was out mudding. Yeah.
Mudding my pudding. You figure that out. I don't know what that means.
So, right. But this is great because, like, clearly the guy, like, just is pissed off about it. But the way he's pissed off about it is so confusing. And he just goes, he sees the big sheet up that covering half of the store, and he goes, "Oh, great. This ain't no goddamn Come and Go. This is a Mexican restaurant."
To which I laugh because I'm like,
What?
this is clearly racist. But,
yeah.
But how is it so racist?
It's like a concussion. It's like a racist got a concussion, you know?
Because I'm like, what's the joke? Like, what are you trying to be racist
The
about?
anti-everything not white stuff is still there, but the coherence
Right.
isn't.
like,
Which, let's be honest, how coherent can you really be
I don't
if
know.
you think black people are, like, inferior?
I don't know what you're talking
Can't
about.
be that coherent.
I don't know what you're talking about, Tyler. Every time I walk into a damn Mexican restaurant, the place is always being renovated.
There's always some kind of goddamn contractor putting in a goddamn wall or something.
And I say only Mexicans do it.
Son of a bitch.
I was sitting there thinking when you told me the story, I was like, I'm waiting for the slur. Like, if you're gonna be racist, commit. You know?
Right. Like, what are you...
Because what are you being racist?
I felt like the guy just pulled into Come and Go.
'Cause, like,
and for 20 minutes, he's been like, I really want to say something bad about Mexicans.
It's confusingly racist because it's
But
like
I want to do it in front of other people, and
So-
I'm in the truck by myself. So the next town that I get to, I'm going to walk in there and say, Mexican restaurant. All right. Like, what the fuck?
Because I'm sorry, but most of racism is based on stereotypes, right? So
Yes.
what's the stereotype? That every Mexican restaurant is being renovated?
Yeah, and here's the thing. I also want to point out that whether you think people are people's rhetoric is harmful or not. I mean, yesterday some asshole walked into a store and fucking shot fucking 13 people because they were black.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mood killer.
enough. You know what I mean? Like, Especially if you don't know why. Clearly, the guy doesn't know why he doesn't like Mexicans, but he has something against them. You know what I mean? It's like he saw a picture in a book and he's like, "Oh, that's disgusting."
I'm gonna be mad at something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude. Anyway, but it goes to show you how stupid you sound, and yeah.
Tyler,
Thanks for letting me vent.
sometimes you gotta look at people and you're like,
I could write a book about what you don't know.
and he'd be like,
What?
and you'd be like,
What?
then you just out of nowhere just say,
I'll eat your ass.
As long as you give me
$1 million, bitch.
Nice.
yes.
And that's it.